Hey guys, welcome back to another video of mine where I demonstrate the South Indian look. So even though this is a traditional South Indian look, there is a little bit of a twist to it because of the double wing and the inner corner wing. It looks very Pakistani, but because of the hairstyle and the jewelry and the dress, the South Indian traditional look is still maintained. So I started off by moisturizing her face with a Clinique Dramatisingly Gel Moisturizer. Her face was slightly oily, so that was a good moisturizer for that, and I just let that soak in to the skin while I do the eyes. I'm using a MAC paint pot as an eye base here. You want to make sure that the paint pot that you use or the eye base that you use is quite sticky. Don't use a thin concealer like the LA Girl as an eye base because your eyeshadows are not going to stick on very well. And for the transition shades, I'm using the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is a very good palette for Indian bridal or Pakistani bridal looks. I mixed the two pink shades of the palette. I don't remember the names right off the bat. And I'm kind of just depositing the color right above her crease. That is wherever you can feel the socket, I'm just depositing the color right above that. Because on the area where the crease is, that is the socket, I want to go in with a deeper color. So I'm just starting off with a lighter color. And on the crease, I use this brown shade from the same Huda Beauty palette to deepen it up. So it's always very important to go in with a lighter color first and then go in with a deeper color, or you can go in with a deeper color on the socket and then go in with a lighter color later on. But basically from the eyebrow down, it has to be lighter color and then darker. And then I'm just cleaning up her eyelids. I'm using concealer this time. You can use whatever concealer you like, but make sure that the concealer is thick. You can use the Tarte Shape Tape, you can use the PAC Cosmetics concealer. Make sure that the concealer is thick. This is the Morphe 15N palette, and I'm taking a plum shade with a very small Morphe flat brush, and I'm kind of just placing that on the outer third of her eye. You can also use a matte shade for this step, but I decided to go in with a shimmer. And this is a little bit of a champagne rose gold kind of a mixed color. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to create a gradient from her outer corner until her inner corner of the eye. And then I'm taking a lighter champagne color right on the inner corner. And make sure to blend these colors well, because when you're using many colors and you're just placing it on the lid, it's very easy to just leave it unblended, and that can look a little stark. Wherever you need more intensity, you can always add it, and then you can also blend it with your finger. You can also do the application with your finger. In this case, I used a brush, but you can also use your finger to do the press and slide motion across the lid. So I'm kind of just defining her cut crease wing with the lightest shade which I used, which is the same shade in her inner corner. And this is the Maybelline Nude pencil which I'm using on her waterline. I started off using this, but then in the end you can see that I deepened this up with a brown shade because it wasn't looking very good on her. And sometimes that's what happens. You start off by doing something and then it doesn't look good, and then you might end up changing it. I'm just kind of applying a little bit more of glitter on her eyelids for some sparkle. And I just did her eyeliner. I used the Inglot gel liner in number 77. This is the deepest, darkest black shade which you can find on the market right now. The downside of it being it dries up very fast, and you might need to use a Duraline to loosen it up. But once you do that, it works like a dream, and you're not going to have any problems of eyeliner smudging. It's going to stay there forever. Now I've kind of 80% done with the eyes, 90% done with the eyes, and I just started off with the face. I used the Benefit Porefessional to prime her face. She didn't need much priming because she has very good skin. And I used the Estee Lauder foundation in the shade Bronze 5W1. I didn't even have to do any color correction for her. This is the concealer in Too Faced Born This Way. The shade is called Warm Sand. Again, no color correction on her mouth, no color correction under her eyes, just the foundation and concealer worked wonders for her because she had very, very beautiful skin. This is also from a Too Faced Born This Way. This is in the shade Sand. I wanted a little bit of brightening on her, on the higher points of her face, on her cheekbones, so I just went in with a lighter shade. It's not going to look very light because it's going to blend in with the darker Warm Sand shade. And before I blended out everything, I just used the MAC Fix Plus spray. This has golden glitter particles in this. This kind of just adds a boost of hydration and it makes the blending very easy. You can also use a beauty blender for the step, but I chose to use a brush. I love brushes. I also use beauty blenders. It just depends on my mood and what I have and how the skin is. This is a highlighter. The brand is called XIP. It's really, really good for warmer skin tones. And I just set her face using the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Blondie and Kunafa. I used Blondie on her high points of her face and I used Kunafa off camera on the other areas of her face. You can already see that it's really brightening up her skin. Now, usually I do the highlighter after the powder, but I just did the highlighter before the powder so that I get that glow from within. Now, because I'm using my smartphone to record this video, it's not really visible, but in person, I was really able to see the highlighter beam through the powder. And of course, I topped it up with more highlighter. You can always go with as much highlighter as you want. This is the Morphe 9B blush palette. I do the blush after the highlighter again for the glow from within kind of a look. And on the nose, I usually like to go in with my finger because I feel like I get the most precision out of that. If I use that fluffy brush, I'm not going to be able to get the highlighter right on the bridge of a nose. And then I just went in with the mascara and the lashes to finish off the look. You want to make sure that your client is looking down while placing the lashes. If her eyes are closed, what can sometimes happen is the lash glue can actually get stuck to the lower lash line and then she may have a little bit of problem while opening. So when she's looking down, then that's not going to happen. The lash glue is only going to be stuck to her top eyelid. And then for the lips, I actually went in back and forth with a couple of colors. Over here, I used the MAC lip liner pencil in half red, and then I used an Ambrish Cosmetics liquid lipstick. But it didn't matter anyways because I ended up changing the lip color. That kind of happens because the client is going to tell you that they want this lip color based on a picture which they see, and when you do it on them they may not end up liking it, so you'll have to change it. So that's something which just happens anyways. And this is the Kat Von D liquid liner. I'm using this to extend her wing on both the sides, on her inner corner and the outer corner wing, and I just drew a little double wing and I'm just cleaning it up. And I also did her lower lash line. I added some brown shadow on her lower lash line. And this is Anastasia's liquid lipstick. She wanted her lips to go darker, so I had to change her lipstick again. In this case, it was okay when she wanted to go from lighter to darker. You can always add a darker lipstick to make the changes, but if you want to go from darker to lighter, you might actually have to remove it or just add in concealer, in which case it might become a mess. So you'll have to really consult with your clients properly before starting to do the lips. And then I just topped it off with gloss, and this is the completed look. I just curled her hair in the front and then I loosened it up right after. So this is the completed look, guys. Even the white eyeliner on her waterline I changed. I hope you guys love this look. Please do share and subscribe this video, and do subscribe to my channel for more such looks. Thank you so much, guys.